Welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. Just doing a quick kitchen gadget video for a couple reasons. A couple years ago, I actually made a video about how we used to use an electric coffee grinder, and I just thought, well, that's a lot of wasted electricity. So I got one that is a hand crank on top. Been working great for a couple of years, and then about a little while ago, it started to make a weird noise when I was grinding, and it almost sounded like there was a piece of glass inside with the beans. Now that didn't make any sense by the design, but I just thought, let's err on the side of caution and not use that one anymore. So I thought, okay, well, we'll just get a replacement. Now, I don't want to go with the same design, and I looked around, and almost all coffee grinders have the same glass bottom and the little pouring thing on top and that same grinder on top. And I thought, well, this is going to be a bit tricky. How am I going to get a different grinder? And I don't want to go back to the electric. And that's when I discovered this, the EPare or EPare coffee grinder. And I tried looking for reviews online because this was cheaper than the one that we used to have. And I didn't find any reviews, and I thought, well, okay, I'm going to buy this. It was like 40 bucks on eBay, and do a review. I gotta say, it's very good. Let's unbox it and I'll show you what I mean. So here we are, the, how would you pronounce that? EPare? I'm not sure. Coffee grinder from the EPare company, I suppose. I'll open it up here. Now, confession time, we have actually been using this, so I put it back in the box, but I thought, I know people like unboxing, so what do you get? Well, first of all, you've got a cap, which I will show in a minute. You've got one of my favorite features, and that is an actual removable handle. Here, you can see on the picture. That goes on the top, and what's really good is I like the fact that this is removable. It reminds me of somebody else's coffee grinder, but I'll talk about that in a second. Let me just show you the machine. Here it is itself. And we got some documentation and that kind of stuff back there. Now, if I open this thing up, what I like about this EPare is the capacity. There's a great gaming YouTuber that I follow, Nihongo Gamer, and he often does videos where he talks about games and has got various topics, and he does them while he's making coffee. And he's got one of the ones that looks very much like this, you know, the receptacle at the bottom where the beans go, but it's a little bit thin. It almost looks like a flashlight, and I just thought, well, that's not really going to have the capacity. This one has a really good capacity. Like, what I really like here is, I don't know if you can make it out there, but there's a lot of room there. Like, that is about as much room as the previous coffee grinder we had. When we fill this thing right up to the top, it fills our coffee machine very nicely. So very happy on the capacity here. It's got a conical burr inside, so it is on the cheaper design, but it's solid metal construction. It's got a dial here, and I'll show you that in a second. And you can just unscrew the bottom, and that's where your beans are. You can see there's a few remnants of beans inside there. This lid is actually for this purpose. You would, essentially, if you wanted to grind the night before, or maybe take it on a trip or something, you could put that on top like a cap. That's pretty handy. We haven't used it, but for those situations. Now, one criticism that I have, and when I read reviews online for this thing, they also had the same criticism. On the bottom of this thing is this removable, protective film, but there's a really sticky rubber bottom here, and I guess their logic was, well, you'd peel that off, put it down there, start doing your grinding, and of course, because it's got the sticky bottom part to stabilize it, it's not going to go sliding around while you're doing it. But honestly, it's a little too sticky. It's kind of gross. I don't really like it. So I just left that protective film on there, and I would recommend you do that as well. The other nice thing is the handle, when it goes on, it's actually magnetized. I don't know if I could prove that here, but no, trust me, it is though. Like it actually, I can feel it being grabbed and held into place. So that's really nice. And it's a good solid material. Like this is I don't know if this is real wood or some kind of plastic that just looks like wood, but it's held up over time. Very, very happy with that. Now, I guess the last thing that I'll show you is these this dial here. What does it do? Well, it's numbered 1 to 8, and we usually keep it on number 1. That is the finest grind, which I will show you in a second. But you can just as easily make your selection across and choose all the way up to number 8, and I'll show you what that looks like now. I've laid out some paper towel here, and I'm just going to basically show you what the grind is. However, first of all, other minor criticism, this lid is just kind of badly glued on here, and it has broken loose fairly quickly in us just peeling this thing off. So, there we go. I just put it back into place. I just need to cup both of these things whenever I lift this thing off. So that's maybe not the greatest quality. However, let's throw in some of our frog-friendly coffee. I'll just do a little bit. This is a medium roast. Not too much. Let's grind. So this is setting number 1. You make it up? No. Anyway, trust me, it's on setting number 1. And now here, as you can see where the little tab is, we're on number 8, which is a lot faster to grind. But of course, the reason for that is it's a lot rougher of a grind. And just to show you closer, grind number 1, a nice fine grind. That's the way we like our coffee. And there's number 8, really rough. You can make out big chunks there. But it gives you an idea of the range that this machine is capable of. Pretty good. So there we go. There's my quick little review of the EPare coffee grinder, EPare. It is from the EPare company. So what is that? EPare? EPare? I don't know. It was only $40, and that's a really good deal. And I just thought, no, this is going to be cheap. It's not. It's a good quality machine. I love the steel construction. I love the variety of different grind thicknesses you can set it for. Really like the removable magnetized little swing arm, because the other thing is that's a boon for keeping it up on the shelf, and it's not you're not having to always worry about this thing helicoptering and knocking over things also in the cupboard. Really, really like the removable handle. My only complaint, I think, would be this sticky little thing underneath. I think eventually over time that's just going to dry up and it'll act like a regular rubber foot. And this lid did kind of come loose relatively quickly. Maybe it was just a bad set of glue. We can always glue it back. All right, well, there's our coffee grinder review, and until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.